Ya my da. What's goody to the goddess and the gods, and what's popping to my people. And well, like we always do about this time, we gonna be super cooking today. This is like one of these days y'all gonna admit it. I hope y'all don't give me that Tupac and Biggie syndrome and wait till these white folks get me. Then you're talking about how brilliant I am and all that shit. Uh, you know. So I be coming with some I be coming with some shows for y'all, bro. I be coming with some shows for y'all. Let's just put it out there. Some of these joints be kind of hot. Y'all don't say it. It's cool. Y'all don't see my little thing scrolling across the bottom. You've been watching for a year. Ain't put $5 in the damn cash app. But I love you though. That's all we dealing with. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Y'all ain't gonna be happy till I go back working for the white folks. Then you're gonna call me a sellout. You won't donate and help a brother stay right. You can't wait till I tell you the white folks and gave me a job. Then you gonna call me all kind of coons and say, oh, so the black power ain't getting it, huh? What I tell you, my people. I love you though. That's what we really dealing with. I'm rocking with you. We a lot of people did say last Tuesday was dope though. Last Tuesday was deep. You had to have your thinking cap on to hang with me last Tuesday. We went in. But now I'm tired of people saying that, like people say crazy shit. Let's just put it that way. And that's why this is called Misinformation Nation, because my job is to address the crazy y'all be saying and just put it out there like you're making not a lot of sense, but I love y'all. You so uh uh peace to the queen mother. Oh, down south connect. What's happening, baby? This one gonna be heavy. Hey, you know what? This the my dude, my CMB in the building. Eddie, what's to it, God? Eddie, what's to it, God? Y'all see Eddie ran up on me and gave me a handful a couple weeks ago. What's to it, CMB? Hey, this the perfect night for you though, down south, because you one of them ones that don't think you could be influenced. And so I'm gonna break it down how you've been influenced already and don't even know it. But first, let's just deal with something else though. Your boy Jonathan Majors, y'all heard the Queen Mother. Please hit the like, please hit the share, and if you feel so inclined, we do have WGDBacademy.com where you can go get you some black education. And if you just ain't got time for that, but you want to support, the cash app is $OBPC Boxing. You are supporting a worthy cause. I'm not going to get your money and take it and buy illicit white women or nothing like that. I don't do that. It's going to be cool. I ain't going to do nothing but put it back into the community. It's cool. I know y'all see me with the fancy sweatshirts and think I don't need a couple dollars. That's not true. I'm broke as shit. I make these, so don't judge me. Now, back to the point. Oh, we rocking on the book. Peace to the queen, peace to the God. Hey, E, what's up, God? I told you I had something for you, brother. Come on, man. Tay Ball, what's happening, baby? That's my brother. Hey, so okay, peace to the queen. Peace to the queen. Yeah, we finna get cooking though. So now, first of all, I just want to deal with the Jonathan Majors dude though, because that shit didn't last 24 hours. I told the queen, I say, that shit ain't gonna stick. What just happened with him, that thing with that white woman, and then all of a sudden, the very next day, she came back and retracted everything. And what you Negroes do? I told y'all, them white women be framing niggas. I told you, bro. Let me explain something to all my people in the back that don't be listening sometimes. I love y'all too, though, but it's cool. Okay. Anytime any human being, man, woman, or child, anytime any human being reports to the police that you brutally assaulted them, hear me out, and 24 hours later, they take everything back. Let me give you a visual image of what that really looks like behind the scenes. You know, it's called under duress, man. Don't nobody say you brutally assaulted them, and then 24 hours later, they take it all back. Somebody got threatened. Somebody got to take it back or else. Come on, man. Y'all gotta be thinking. And then I got people that be saying, and a lot of people say this, you be looking too far into things, everything ain't a play. Now, here's what I'm going to say to you. Says who? See, here's the thing. Y'all think everything ain't a play because you lazy-minded. I love you. I love us, but we lazy-minded. We don't like to think that far. So we would prefer the simpler solution to things. But what's the reality? Have you ever really just looked at white men like on some real shit? Just took a peek at them. No, this is not no racist moment. This is some real shit I'm finna share with y'all. Next chance you get, and you could be at work right now, you could be around some. Maybe you're at the store, it's a couple in there. Wherever you at right now, if it's white guys in there, just take a peek at about 5 of them. They typically not that tall. They funny bodied as hell. They be losing their hair. That like I'm saying, they're not like, when you just take a peek at them, they don't look like much. There, I said it. When you take a peek at the average white guy, he doesn't look like much. You're not intimidated. You're not scared. You're not anything. The only thing you are, when you look at the average white guy, you're pissed off that he got more money than you. That's about as far as you take it. You don't give a shit about anything else. Why? Because it's like you just see him and he's just there. He's the white guy. Now you, on the other hand, everybody on the fucking planet can't stop thinking about you, looking at you, wanting to be you, wanting to hate you, wanting to kill you, wanting to save you. It's a fucking weird thing. What am I trying to say? How did that little funny body, weirdo looking ass dude who scares nobody take over the fucking planet? How did that weirdo, funny body, scary ass, how did that little weird guy, the little pudgy guy with the middle open with the ponytail, with the belly over his Bermuda shorts, how did that guy take over the fucking world for 6,000 years? See, that's what I'm saying. So the point is, obviously, shit ain't what it's saying. Who told you everything ain't a play? Who told you that sometimes things is underhanded, but sometimes, who told you that? You're just lazy-minded. How about this? How about most shit is a play? Why? Because who the fuck are you? See, you too arrogant. Who the fuck are you that we need to tell you the truth? That's what I'm thinking if I own you. They own this shit. So what makes you think if they stole it, first of all, this is stolen shit. Everything that they're taxing you for, making you pay for, and making you answer for is all stolen shit. So you think the guys who stole everything decided to start telling you the truth because it's on the news or some shit? Like, I don't get it. Sometimes y'all make me feel like y'all kind of weird. Don't you understand? This is stolen everything. Everything he has touched. Since he touched this planet, he took it. Period. Everybody he ever befriended, he stabbed in the back and rolled on them. Period. And you sitting here in all of your wisdom, in all of your wokeness, talking about, man, you know, I believe that shit sometime, but listen. This leads me to why the fuck we here tonight. If you got back to the Jonathan Majors thing, if I'm right, let's just play this out. Woman say all this shit happened, 24 hours later, she take it back. What does that really mean? A lot of y'all gonna say, she lied in the first place. Maybe. Or maybe they scared the shit out of her, somebody, and made her take her statement back. Has any woman ever been harmed and then under duress take her statement back? Like, let's stop playing these games. So now we have to say who made her take the statement back and for what purpose. But see, y'all think like these are just actors. Actors ain't that important. Okay. As they say in CMB, rabbit hole. Well, tonight I'm gonna be fucking Bugs Bunny. I don't got no problem with rabbit holes. Y'all scared to go in them. I sometimes I live in them bitches. So let's get it. If we live in a society where there's a such thing as the Simpsons predictions. Now, let's just say I wasn't from this country. I was from a different country. And so I'm having this conversation with my friend. And then he says, what is the Simpsons predictions? And then I say, well, we got this cartoon. Okay. And it's called The Simpsons. It's the longest running cartoon we've ever had. Okay, that's pretty cool. Well, in that cartoon frequently predicts very important world events before they happen. The cartoon does. The cartoon predicts world events before they happen. Do y'all understand how stupid that sounds? No, let's have a real conversation. We live in a society that says a cartoon predicts world events, and y'all allow that shit. Why? Why do you let these people play with you like this? Why do you continually let these fucking people play with you like this? A cartoon predicts world events. Why ain't somebody in jail, bro? Like, see, y'all don't take shit far enough. You so fucking complacent that you don't think, like, listen to what I'm saying. If the cartoon really makes predictions, whoever is writing the cartoon would be in a fucking cage in the Pentagon under 24-hour surveillance. That's something's not normal. That's Nostradamus or some shit. You got somebody picking world events. Some of them are tragedies. So if somebody can really do that, the United States government needs to hire them and have them on the payroll. But that hasn't happened. So what's the other side of the coin? Somebody's lying. a cartoon is not a real thing. Look how fucking far we let a cartoon is not real. So it can't make a prediction. So that means the writers of these cartoons have inside information on world catastrophes. Why is that? See, we just don't take things far enough. These are very important questions. Why would our United States government give the writer of a cartoon inside information on world events? That's one question. Second question is, how the fuck does our government know about world events before they happen? See, we just don't take things far enough. Why? Why is our government giving world secrets to the fucking writer of a cartoon series? First question. Second question. How does our government know that these world events are going to happen before they happen in order to give these guys the information? You see where this thing is kind of headed? But we go through our day-to-day and we ignore these things like it's just a statement. You don't understand how relevant this is. Some is really, there's a space here that seems irrelevant, but it might be one of the most important things you got to think about this month, this year, this fucking. How do these people, whoever, because this is an American cartoon, it started right here in America. So let's think about this. How does our government, because that's who's got to be sharing the secrets with the cartoon people, it's got to be somebody from the government, because otherwise the government would be saying something. So it's got to be the government, because the government hasn't intervened. Now, back to how is our government aware of these tragedies before they happen? And why don't y'all care? The one thing about me is I never do a show just so I can have one. It seems like we're talking about cartoons, but this is something way bigger than cartoons. You have to continually ask yourself, why, family? Why certain things are allowed to happen that shouldn't? And once you open up that rabbit hole, you usually could find some shit in there. Daniel Wright, peace, God. Biden is Mr. Snivers. Yeah, I definitely can dig that. So now, let's go back over here. Well, now, do I want to? So here's the question. If I'm saying that, well, no, fuck what I'm saying. We see these Simpson predictions. So now we have to ask ourselves, regardless of who's doing it, we could push that to the side for a minute and say, why? Why the need? This is where the real shit is at. Why is there a need to show us the catastrophe before it happens? I mean, we got a lot of. I hope y'all rocking with me, because this is a lot of deep shit we got to deal with. Just think about what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a cartoon that knows world events, which means somebody's leaking information. Part one. Part two. How the fuck, whoever the somebody is that's leaking information, how do they got the information about what's going to happen before it happens? Now, the third part. What is the need for whoever is behind any of this to have to tell us what's going to happen before it happens? These three questions are important as fuck. I hope y'all hearing me, family. So now, a subliminal message is a technique used in marketing and other media to influence people without their being aware of what the messenger is doing. Let's just stop right there. Hold on. Let's go back to this. Because, hold on, down south, where you at? Where you at down south? You say you can't be influenced by such said things. So now, subliminal message is a technique used in marketing and other media to influence people without their being aware of what the messenger is doing. So if my mission is to influence you without you being aware of it, then how would you know if it has happened? This the part of life we got to deal with. That's the part we got to deal with. If there is a way to influence somebody, my fault, y'all. Let me get it back popping. If there's a way to influence somebody without them being aware, but look though, it goes deeper in the explanation though. So you got to see how deep this is. This ain't shallow. It seemed like it, but it ain't. Watch this though. A technique used in marketing and other media to influence people. In marketing and other media. What other media would they be talking about? Could they be talking about the tell lie vision? The tell lie vision. So now, if there's a such thing as subliminal messaging, which they just told you it is, maybe that would explain why rappers do stuff like this. Now, here's the games we play. When you talk to people and they say they don't believe in this conspiracy shit, and they say that these rappers are just doing shit to antagonize us or just to lead us in a certain direction because they know it works. Let me explain something to you. If you're not a blood, can you grab an all red rag and walk through their hood and act like you are? Throwing up their signs and talking about what up, blood, but you're not really a blood. Can you do that? Okay, so why are we so shallow to think if there really is a such thing as whatever the hell this is, that you're allowed to just do it just because? That doesn't make sense. It's on her arm. She's doing it with her eye. It's on the back of your dollar. 2 + 2 is 4. Stop looking for all these escape routes so you don't have to be accountable. Because as soon as we start talking about rap music, you say you don't believe it. Why? Because you want to keep listening to it. That's the only reason why. The same reason why when I showed whatchamacallit in that dress, the only women who got offended is women that dress like that. Women who don't dress like that understood what I was saying. The only people who got offended about me coming at Sierra is the people who dress like that. So now, where we at? I was taught in film school that media controls what we want the people to believe. Hey, you the perfect person in here to add some. You're the perfect person to add some clarity to that because of your expertise with film and everything, brother Divine. You know, and you and I have worked together, and it's like what we talk about and discuss behind the camera, that's definitely not what they're about to see once you turn the camera on. That's all fucking illusion. Like, You could see a rap video with a guy, and he'll show you one room in the house, and that room be lit. And then as soon as they yell cut, the whole other half of the house is trash. They just fixed up that room to make y'all think that they live fly as hell. But the question is, why are they doing that? See, when you have, before you can identify a problem, you also have to, it's just like they tell you in court of law, you have to have motive. So like, why are they doing this? It's not enough to just say they're doing this. It's why are they doing this? You have to have both parts of it. So now, that's the second part we're about to get to. Now, this may involve the use of split-second flashes of text, hidden messages, or subtle cues that affect the audience at a level below conscious awareness. So they're trying to affect you below the awareness of your conscious mind. So now, this is deep science. This is not just some just because shit. So now let's look at, watch this right here. This is a Marlboro ad. I believe it's from the 80s. And it got pulled. And the reason why it got pulled, because people peeped game, they was on some slick shit. You see how they didn't hit a penis inside the rocks, and people caught them. See, so when y'all say people don't be doing shit, people be doing shit. Now, what's the need? You just got to peep game. These are two men, rough Wrangler cowboys. This gives you the appearance of a manly commercial. So why put the subliminal of a penis in the background? Now, you look, now they had to change it. And they tried to be slick and switch it up, but they got caught. This is the type of shit people do because it's the world you live in. So stop trying to measure everything out on the spectrum of what you can see. Most things are way deeper than what they appear to be. So I use the term all the time, surface dwellers. We're surface dwellers. We love to see something on the surface and react. But most things are much deeper than you think because we're lazy-minded. Now, who is y'all cooking over here? Y'all cooking over here. I was also taught Peace Queen. I was also taught how to stage a fake newsroom. It's a tool to spark whatever feelings that they are going for in the public: fear, confusion, anger, etc. Okay. See, and it's like media is some deep shit. And hold on a second. So now let's go back a little bit. Who is hold on for a second. So I be talking about the Bible. No, you know what? Never mind. Woo! I just caught myself. Daniel, you almost got a freebie. Ha! I got to take that all the way out to tonight's lesson. I ain't even think. I had a whole little section, but I never mind. We finna skip that. Let's get back over here. Back to the cartoons. You almost got lucky, Daniel. Oh yeah, and just peace to the family. Y'all know me and the brother Daniel Wright got a debate coming up. What is it, next month on the 12th? What is it, the 12th or the 14th? I got the flyer somewhere. Well, y'all see me post the flyer. But next month on either the 12th or the 14th, me and the brother Daniel Wright got a debate. It's gonna be a bonfire. And I know he's gonna take it serious, and I am. So y'all tap in for that. It's gonna be heavy. So anyway, let's get back and keep cooking. So now we're gonna bring up this please okay, so now here we go.
That new prediction comes as new infections of 19 are exploding nationwide.
Now over to Arnie Pie with Arnie in the Sky.
Route 401 is going around and around and around and around.
Good afternoon from New York. We're coming on the air with breaking news that retired Los Angeles Lakers basketball star Kobe Bryant has been killed in a helicopter crash. It happened this morning.
A lot of people say you guys predicted Trump.
Okay. I want to stop there. Now, let's go back. Well, here. Now, this is what I'm saying to y'all, family. This is what I'm saying to y'all. Hold on, Daniel, you over here talking slick. If you start the sentence, I'll finish it. The only thing that's gonna get finished is you, sir. You just be there on the 14th, and we gonna do what we do. I already got you lined up. Round one already dead. So I while we sitting here having this little discussion, I hope you getting your fight game together, because I'm done with my round one already. I'm gonna be done with my 3 rounds way before the debate. Just so we clear, sir. It's guillotine night. Hey, now, back to this though. Now, like I say, we overlook a lot of things. Now, you're looking at according to what they said. Now, let's just look at this right here. Coronavirus model predicts 200,000 plus U.S. deaths by November. So, 200,000 plus deaths. According to what they said. We always go, when we dealing with these people, always go off what they said. What they said is, this is the deadliest virus ever. That's what they said. Okay. I'm not from the Viral Institute. I don't work for the CDC. So I'm not here at this current moment to challenge whether it's the deadliest virus ever. But that's what they told us. So let's go off that. Now, here's my problem. Remember what I said earlier. If The Simpsons is doing what they say, how come nobody's arrested? Now, here's why I made that statement. You mean to tell me somehow, some way, the director of the coronavirus, the director of The Simpsons, got a hold of some information about a deadly virus, and instead of alerting the world, he made a fucking cartoon about it? How did he get this information? And why ain't our government mad as fuck? Why ain't our government, soon as it happened for real, our government's supposed to, wherever they make Bart Simpson at, that shit supposed to got seized. All that shit should be government property right now. Come on, man, what are we doing here? You can't predict the deadliest virus in human history. You can't fucking just predict that and put it in your cartoon and be right. And don't nobody want to talk about it? Come on, man, this is a game. This is a game. And y'all should be pissed off about playing it. What the fuck kind of game are you playing? Coronavirus, bro? They predicted, The Simpsons predicted the coronavirus.
Comes as new infections of 19 are exploding nationwide.
Now over to Arnie Pie with Arnie in the Sky.
Route 401 is going around and around and around and around.
Good afternoon from New York. We're coming on the air with...
Man, look. CMB in the building, heavy. Now, I know one thing. We're going to get back to these Simpsons in a minute, but I'm finna open this other door real quick, like. Okay, let's deal with this.
Oh, shit! It's Kobe Bryant!
Help me.
Just pass me the trophies and we'll pull you out.
Pass.
These were Shaq's anyway.
See, like, what are we doing here? Are we really sitting here thinking that they put Kobe Bryant in a cartoon crashing in a helicopter and keep in mind he crashed, he said help me, then he exploded? What are we doing here? And y'all will sit here with a straight face and actually try to create some type of argument that validates the fact that it just happened. Okay. I see. Wait, hold on. I know. Wait a minute. That's the wrong. Hey, Corey! I messed up. Damn. Now, Free Game in the building. What's to it, God? Black Dave in the building. What's to it? Zone 1. Let's cook. Okay, so now, y'all know, I'm finna get this other joint up here in a minute, but y'all know Kobe was into it with the pharmaceutical company. And they had took his Black Mamba and was selling heroin in either the energy drink or the athletic pills or something. Like they had a Black Mamba something, and they would, whatever the product was, they was lacing it with heroin. And so he was going to take people to the cleaners. He's about to testify. So now this ain't the exact date. I'm gonna get the exact date for y'all, but it was something like he was supposed to testify on the 26th, and the plane went down on the 24th type shit. Anybody could easily look up the exact date. I supposed to load it up 2 Kobe clips. I only loaded up 1. I'm gonna try to get him to load the other one up because it's a full breakdown about everything that was going on with the pharmaceutical thing. But either way it go. So what I'm saying is, you just got to think about that. So a year prior to, they make a commercial about him dying in a helicopter. Then he goes down in the helicopter. And 2 days before he was supposed to testify against like a Japanese pharmaceutical company. Like, are we this slow? Or I don't understand what we're doing here. That means at any moment, for any reason, these people, because you got to think about this. It's the number 1 basketball player on the planet. There's no investigation into his death. They know that he was in this big ass fight with the pharmaceutical company. These people, it's the FBI. Kobe Bryant helicopter crash. You're going to do a thorough investigation and all that shit. No investigation, no nothing. He's just dead. Whoops. Like we don't know about this $1 billion lawsuit. That means they're in on it. Don't you get it? And we'll say something dismissive like, yeah, man, he was fucking with them people. They had him killed. Why do we accept that? Why do we accept that anytime they want to, if you do something they don't like, they can just kill you? Any black brother, sister, or child, that they can beat the shit out of our kids in the street. They can choke us out, whatever. They can do any of that. January 29th, 2020. Okay, well, his plane went down on like the 24th or some shit, the 23rd, 24th. I'm trying to get this thing for y'all. Give me a second. Corey! He on January 26th. There we go. There we go. My man, Black Dave. My man, Black Dave. I said the 25th. I was off a day, but there you go. In Calabasas, California, but there's another connection to Corona too. Was the pilot from Corona or some shit like that? Something had to do with Corona. Now, this was during the coronavirus, and I think the pilot was from Corona. And 3 days before he's about to testify against a $1 billion pharmaceutical company that's putting heroin in their product, his plane go down. And y'all just accept this as a normal reality. So what? They got him. What the fuck? Like, so the reason, now I asked the question, I said, why is there a need for them to tell us what they're going to do to us? Because I can get you used to the ideal of it happening. So you've already mentally accepted Kobe Bryant gonna crash in a helicopter and explode. So when he crashed in a helicopter and explode, it doesn't trigger any instant reaction because subliminally you've already accepted it. Now, this goes with lots of things. Let's take, for instance, you know, just like I know, that there's a huge thing on this planet in these little cracks and crevices where they're doing things they shouldn't to our children. We all know it exists. And we get up every single day and live our life and don't say nothing. We don't talk about it. People bring it up. We're offended. Why y'all talk? We don't want to deal with it. We know for a fact we live on a planet. We live in a country where they target our children for the sickest of things. We all know it. And none of us get the fuck up every single day with that on our mind. You know why? Because they show you all these movies with people kidnapping kids and abducting them and all of this shit. Why they show you that? So you can get used to the reality of that's something that just happens. The first time a child went missing in any community, we supposed to burn everything down until we found them. And we supposed to send a message. Anytime you touch a child, everybody dies. The rules change when you touch children. That's the message that should be clearly sent to every weirdo on the planet. But we don't send that message because it takes too much out of us to think about anything other than what matters to us every day. But we know it happens. Fuck if you don't want to talk about it. Fuck if it makes you uncomfortable. We know it happens. I showed y'all the Playboy Mansion thing. And I had several black people ask me, like, what do that white boy got to do with us? And one of the people that I got into it with the most was a queen on TikTok. And she was going in talking about I'm tired of black people bringing up stuff that's irrelevant to us. Okay. Show me a primary actress that didn't go through the Playboy Mansion. I'll wait. Show me an actor that wasn't in there partying. So all our black actors and actresses is in there partying, and this place is notorious for raping actresses. And I shouldn't talk about it? Why? See, that's the whole thing. They show us these things to desensitize us. Peace, Queen Yao. So you can look at it like these are things that just happen. I don't want to deal with it though, because it's too hard on my thoughts. Don't you think it's hard on the fucking victims to get forgot about? Possibly the greatest basketball player we ever had. It's debatable. MVP in the building. What up, God? CMB. Possibly the greatest to ever touch a basketball. It's debatable. Y'all will say LeBron or Mike. Okay, well, in top 3, it's debatable. Whatever the fuck. Whatever. This man had a family, wife and children. Now, let's keep in mind, for anybody who was really paying attention to the Colorado thing, the whole cheating on his wife thing, it had more holes in it than Swiss cheese. His coach, Phil Jackson, got caught lying several times. It was a chunky white woman. That's Kobe Bryant. The thing didn't happen. So they set him up once. Why? For what? Some kind of way he got back right off that. And then they showed him in a cartoon dying, and he died the exact same way. 3 days before he was going to testify. And y'all want to keep playing these games like it just happened. No, nothing just happens. See, our society is ran off of stars. If you're the biggest star on the planet, Kobe wore the 8 jersey, 8 people died in the helicopter. You super cooking, Black Dave. I got to get you up here and do a joint with me, man. You pick a topic. We gonna rock up here, man. Let's have a CMB night. Fuck it. We're going to do a CMB night live and just bring our whole, we bringing CMB out here. If I can get the family to do it, we might do it next week. But now let's think about this, though. This man had a family, daughter, wife. And because they got caught sliding heroin into health shit and don't want to suffer the consequences, they killed a man. I don't think y'all be thinking of the magnitude of what's being said. These are not things we can just blow past like, well. That's some heavy shit. This be, matter of fact, let's go back here for a minute. Come on.
Breaking news that retired Los Angeles Lakers basketball star Kobe Bryant has been killed in a helicopter crash. It happened this morning.
A lot of people say you guys predicted Trump's run.
I know. We'll take credit for anything.
Simpsons predicted the future shot by shot because we're part of the Illuminati. Which is true. We are.
Okay, who wants waffles?
I do.
The Simpsons is the longest running cartoon series in history. They started in 1989 and have been going ever since, even getting a movie out of the deal. And to that end, The Simpsons have predicted the future a few times to the extent that they are kind of freaking people out. We'll show you some examples of this. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 15, 20.
Hold on. Before we even go in there, oh, Brick in the building. What's up, guys? CMB in the thing. Oh, man, we got CMB in here tonight heavy. Hey, please hit the like. Please hit the share. Now, look at what they just said. The Simpsons have been making so many predictions, is kind of making people scared. Why do they play with your intelligence like that? Look how they're pitching it. They're pitching it like it's a real thing. Like a cartoon making predictions is actually a thing. Y'all don't understand how they're packaging this thing up. And you hear it and you repeat it and you just don't even think about what you're saying. You're saying something that's not alive is predicting live events. Bro. Now, I know in your forethought, you'll be like, man, we know it ain't really no predictions. Okay, well, why do you allow them to say it? Why do we allow them to even put that shit out there? Why haven't we stepped up and said, stop playing with us? What's really going on? If you can take it far enough to say, I know these ain't really predictions, then keep coming, brother. What are they then? If they're not predictions, what are they? That's got to be dealt with. They know how gullible we are. Yes, that's got to be dealt with. Art imitates life, or life imitates art. Yeah, that's the question right there, Brick. Now, so hold on, we finna get back to it.
In general. I know what you're thinking. How can an episode of The Simpsons predict a whole year, especially one that isn't done yet? Well, that's a good question. But to that question, I answer with the episode Marge and Chains. Do you want to win a brand new iPhone or a brand new MacBook Pro? Maybe your brought a virus. So it predicts not one, not two, not three, but 4 major things that happened in 2020. You ready? Okay, first and foremost, it predicted a virus of sorts via the Osaka flu. In short, some people from another nation brought a virus to Springfield via boxes of content, and the joke was that they sneezed into the box and the virus lasted until it got to Springfield, which is impossible for the record. So naturally, the people are desperate for a cure, but they don't listen to the medical advice of their local doctor.
We need a cure! We need a cure! Why, the only cure is bed rest.
Which is the second thing via people not respecting social distancing and not wearing masks. And that leads them to thing number 3, where they knock over a truck and release killer bees. If that sounds familiar, there was a scare in the United States about the arrival of Asian giant hornets, aka the murder hornets. So what was number 4?
Okay. Listen, family. Giant killer bees. The Simpsons predicted. Now we just gonna mosey on past that. Do you understand what that means? Let me tell you what this means. Somebody somewhere made killer bees, a different fucking species of them, and then took them out the laboratory and released them into the public. That's not what that's the part you're not understanding. The only way it could be anything different, it can't be anything different because the Simpsons can't predict shit. So if they showed you giant killer bees before it actually happened, the only solution is someone made giant killer bees in a laboratory and then released them. The Queen said it's the CDC. I don't doubt it for 1 second. But before we even put a name on it, let's understand what we're dealing with. Do you understand how scandalous? That's some sci-fi shit that you see on the Twilight Zone. The government has taken killer bees somewhere in a laboratory and released the shit into the public. And like you say, God, yeah, they gave the producers the playbook. But right before you came in, this is what we say. Okay, so now, if you gave the producers the playbook, then the problem is, for one, why would you give such a detrimental playbook to a goddamn cartoon guy? 2, how the hell you get the playbook for what's about to happen before it happened? See, them 2 questions we got to answer. First of all, the cartoon people shouldn't have it. Second of all, where the hell did you get it from to give it to them? So the only way you can know about world events happening before they happen is if you are creating the world events. That's, like y'all say, that's a conversation y'all not ready to have. It's simple. For all of these people saying that everything is not a play, ain't no conspiracies and all this shit, these are questions you must answer. How does our government have knowledge of world events before they're gonna happen? Unless our government is manufacturing world events. And we're learning all that from a fucking cartoon, but y'all just not listening. You're not thinking. If we're allowing The Simpsons to show us this, then we're saying we're okay with you orchestrating horrible events for the future, and we just gonna follow suit and follow in line. At this point, anything detrimental you see on the episodes of The Simpsons, you can almost guess this is about to happen. What kind of shit is that? What kind of sick psychological shit? That's like a serial killer kidnapping you and making you watch on TV everything they're gonna do before they do it. Like this is something that we can't just. This is something we can't just. Yeah, whatever. This is heavy shit, bro. You got to think about this. They're putting. They care so little about you. They think this is such a game that they're putting your fate in the hands of cartoon scriptwriters. And then watching this shit come true and watching you panic like you didn't just fucking see it on The Simpsons. How can you panic over something you seen on the cartoon was going to happen? But after that thing happened on the cartoon, they showed another episode. So what does that mean? Life goes on after The Simpsons. What are we doing and what have we accepted, people? That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. Pac told us the power is in the people, in the policies we address. We're not addressing anything. We're not addressing anything. We go day to day, and whatever the play is, you know what our specialty is? We play the adapt game. Whatever they throw at me, I'm going to figure it out, baby. So we ain't going to never stop them from throwing shit. We just going to keep figuring out how to dodge it. That's what's up. Great war tactic. Great war tactic. We're going to stay on the defense. We're never going to choose offense. We're going to fight the whole fight defense. You could be the greatest defensive fighter on the planet, but you still got to punch people. What good would Floyd Mayweather be if he spent the whole fight in the Philly shell not swinging, just dodging your ass like a motherfucker? He dodging. He ain't scored a point, though, but he dodging. Come on. You have to swing back. We don't swing back. We just great at either lessening the blows or ducking a few of them. We never not get hit. We just either lessen the blows or duck a few of them. Because we play this game where shit that we see right in front of us, we justify why it's happening. Why we're seeing a cartoon to like The Simpsons no more than y'all do. What the fuck? You're not offended? Young Chinzera in the building. That's my seed. He's a genius. Peace to the God.
In that very same and clearly jam-packed episode, Marge gets arrested wrongfully, and that leads to civil unrest in Springfield, including burning down the police station. This is very much like the riots and protests that happened via the murder of George Floyd via police officers who used deadly force to restrain him for having a counterfeit $20 bill. So yeah, The Simpsons had a banger of an episode, don't you think? Imagine if they had an hour episode for that one. We might have had a glimpse into the back half of 2020. Number 14, President Trump. When it came to the 2016 presidential election, just about about everyone thought that Hillary Clinton was going to be Donald Trump. Some pundits even had their winning with a 90% certainty, but that was wrong, and Trump won. And you could argue that we've been paying the price ever since. No one saw this coming except The Simpsons, all the way back in 2000. The Simpsons thought it could happen. They said it was going to happen, and they played it big for the viewers at home. If you're curious as to when this happened, this was in the episode Bart to the Future, and featured a future timeline in which Lisa was actually the president of the United States, and she said lines that indicated that the billionaire businessman was indeed the president before her.
You know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump.
What was the intent of the gag, though?
Okay, so now, like, here's my thing. So we got to argue if politics is real or fake. This is debatable if politics is real or fake. But 16 years ago, The Simpsons told us, 16 years ago, The Simpsons told us Donald Trump was going to become president. Now y'all could say, well, it was a lucky guess. Okay, even though that's dumb, how about this? It was such a lucky guess. They told us Donald Trump was going to be president while Lisa was wearing Kamala Harris's outfit. That's the exact same outfit Kamala Harris had on when she became vice president. The exact same pearls. Remember the pearls she got all that attention for? The purple suit and the pearls. So they managed to predict Trump was going to be president, and they managed to predict what Kamala Harris was going to be wearing, even though she was like in college or some shit. Okay. Yeah, I'll bite. What, man? What are we doing? Like, why do we even... Come on, man. These people are playing with us like yo-yos. And then they got Donald Trump going up the escalator the exact same way he went up the escalator. No, he was going down the escalator. How does Simpsons know Donald Trump gonna be going down the goddamn escalator 16 years ago? And there was a kid holding a sign, and the kid dropped the sign. How did the Simpsons know 16 years ago Donald Trump was gonna go down the escalator and a white kid was gonna drop a sign? Come on, I know y'all got a logical explanation. I know you do. You're gonna pull it out your ass. I know you are. Come on, why do we even have to make excuses for things that are right in our face? Donald Trump ran a whole campaign on them fucking with the children. A whole campaign. I was rocking with them, fighting their ass, talking about the children, they stealing the children. Got to the presidential debate. Ain't mentioned them goddamn kids once. Debate over. Mention the kids. Debate over. Where the kids at? I want to see the baby. Nothing.
Was it just a simple joke? Not according to the writers. They actually did the episode as a kind of warning to America. That just seemed like the logical last stop before hitting bottom, the writer said. It was pitched because it was consistent with a vision of America going insane. Matt Groening was asked about this, and he recalled why Trump was picked then and why it's even more ironic now. Trump was of course the most absurd placeholder joke name that we could think of at the time, and that's still true. It's beyond satire. Indeed, Trump's current reign as president has been one full of controversy and chaos, and that's to put things lightly. And he could get another term which would make the Simpsons predictions all the more hilarious, ironic, and scary. Number 13, Lisa the Greek. Predicting sports event outcomes is...
Wait, hold on. We're not finna just go past that. The white boy, see, this what I'm saying. Look. Wait, let's go back to this for a minute.
And it would have been interesting if the Simpsons didn't try and do that. Insane. Okay, Matt Groening was asked about...
First of all, look at these fucking two. Look at these fucking two beauty. Would you leave your children with either one of these fuckers? They make cartoons for a living. Would you leave your children with this fucker right here? Would you leave your child anywhere Would you leave your child in the room with him and you're in the goddamn room? Look at this fucker. Look at these guys. They say don't judge a book by its cover. I say your motherfucking lie, I'm judging. Either way it goes. I could be wrong. I've been wrong. It's cool. This is what I want to know. I told y'all this how they look. How do these guys get into a position where they could make a cartoon that predict world events, and then when questioned about it, look right in front of the camera and say, well, the only reason why we chose Trump because he was the silliest idea we had at the time. Bro, listen, family. Listen to me. Listen to me. You let my black ass go on national TV right now and predict a presidential anything and it come true. And see, don't the next time I broadcast it be from the Pentagon. Come on, man. Let's just get for real. You can't predict 16 years in advance Donald Trump is going to be the president. And then look how quick he lied to you and said it was just the silliest thing we could think of. Okay, that almost would fly if it wasn't for the goddamn escalator scene with the sign. That was the silliest thing you could think of too. Exactly what would happen. These are games they play with us because we allow them. Simple. We allow these damn games so they play them. They look right in your face and tell you shit that don't make sense. It ain't a prediction. You had exactitudes. You knew what he would be wearing. You knew exactly which escalator he would go down on. You knew about a child dropping a sign. Come on. You know things that you're not supposed to know. This is national security. Don't y'all understand? Having inside information on it. Because look, okay, put it to you this way. If you got inside information on where the president is going to be before he get there, can't he be assassinated? The president's whereabouts is top secret. You know what type of level clearance you have to get the president's whereabouts before he gets there? But the Simpsons knew it 16 years ago. Come on, man. This is a game. This is a game. Hey, Sko, man, look. Now, let's hear some more lies from white guys.
And you recall the white Number 13, Lisa the Greek. Predicting sports event outcomes is nothing new, and it would have been interesting if The Simpsons didn't try and do that. But not only did they do it, they did it correctly, 3 times during the Super Bowl. The initial airing of the football-centric episode Lisa the Greek, which is a reference to a famous sports reporter called Jimmy the Greek, came only a few days before Super Bowl 26, where Lisa correctly predicted the Washington Redskins would win. The next year, the staff decided to dub in the names of that year's competing teams.
Wendell is cut. Rudy is cut. Janie, you're gone. Steven, I like your hustle. That's why it was so hard to cut you.
And they were once again correct with their call of the Dallas Cowboys as victors. The redubbings continued with moderate success over the next few years, finishing with another accurate prediction of the San Francisco 49ers over the San Diego Chargers in the Super Bowl 29. While they don't do it now, to our knowledge, that's cool that they were able to predict all those winners so accurately. Number 12, the Higgs-Boson.
Okay. Oh, let me take that down because that's heavy right there. Okay, so now let's talk about this. You know, the number one sporting event is the Super Bowl. This is possibly the biggest gambling event of the year. If I know who's going to win it, I'm a millionaire. One time. But if I know 3 times, I never have to make another fucking cartoon again if I don't want to. So why aren't we concerned? Because, yeah, it's cool. It's all fun. It's giggle, ha ha, giggle, giggle. Yeah, little cute cartoon. But after the first time we find out that you predicted who was going to win our sporting event, once again, CIA, run into the, snatch all the files. We need to have a talk. Y'all overlooking, these things are too monumental. No cartoon guy can get their hands on. This is the fucking Super Bowl. It's too much money on the line. Unless the fucking game is rigged. How else can you predict 3 Super Bowls in a row? You got people who gamble for a living that can't predict 3 Super Bowls in a row. It's not an easy feat. And you're just going to say, oh, we just guessed. Yeah, I ain't. Since you're so good at guessing, guess what I'm thinking? These people are lying. And that's not even the relevant part of this discussion. They're supposed to lie. You're just not supposed to fucking believe it. They're supposed to lie. But now, that's just football. Anything, that's light work. Let's deal with this.
Homer Simpson is an American icon in the TV world, but one of his biggest traits is his stupidity. It's a trademark of the character, no doubt. However, Homer Simpson almost predicted the mass of the elementary particle, the Higgs boson, more than a decade before it was discovered. Yeah, I can't believe it either. The episode The Wizard of Evergreen Terrace aired in 1998. Homer becomes an inventor and is shown in front of a blackboard with a complicated equation. A fake formula, something to tease the nerds? It may have felt that way at first, except it was real, and in 2012 it was almost spot on for the actual formula that predicted the mass of the Higgs boson particle. That equation predicts the mass of the Higgs boson, writer Simon Singh said. If you work it out, you get the mass of the Higgs boson that's only a bit larger than the nanomass of a Higgs boson actually is. It's kind of amazing as Homer makes this prediction 14 years before it was discovered. This is one weird and freaky coincidence. It's been proven multiple times that there are plenty of math geeks on the Simpsons writer staff, but to be able to basically predict the mass of a particle over a decade before accredited scientists could figure it out, give them a Nobel Prize, am I right? Speaking of which, number 11, Nobel Peace Prize.
Okay. Now, this is one of the most significant, if not the most significant find in science history. This is Homer Simpson basically located the God particle 14 years before the most accredited scientists on the planet could do it. Are you listening to what I'm saying to you? One of the most significant finds in scientific history, past, present, or future. This is a direct link to whatever God is. And Homer fucking Simpson figured it out 14 years before the real guys. Easy to manipulate if you trust everything you see, hear, and feel. Got to be quicker than that. Information is currency, Queen. Everything is about information. So you can't be manipulated if you are focused on information. When we don't take in the information and do our due diligence, that's when we can be manipulated. As long as you focus on the information, it'll always lead you where you're supposed to be. The God Particle, 14 years early? Yeah, all right.
Martin, Database, and Milhouse had a betting pool for the Nobel Peace Prize in a 2010 episode of the show. If you look to the right of the red circle, you'll notice Milhouse picked Bengt or Holstrom to win the prize for economics. In 2016, Holstrom actually won that prize. That's one heck of a coincidence. And obviously, when it comes to the Nobel Peace Prize, certain people are nominated year after year for their accomplishments. Sigmund Freud, for example, was nominated 13 times, though he never did win. Anyway, it's kind of funny to see that they were able to pick a winner from the future, especially for a prize as grand as the Nobel Peace Prize. It helps cement that not only are they making predictions, they're going in all corners to make it feel like they're looking at everything. Number 10, smartwatch. Let us not forget a simple thing about The Simpsons. Mainly the show premiered in 1989, when a lot of key technology was still in its infancy. So when they did things about future technology, they were looking at what they had then and seeing how it could grow. For example, in 1995, cell phones weren't really a thing in the mass market yet, and the idea of a phone being put into a watch was unheard of, except for in The Simpsons. During season 6, a future timeline showed Lisa with a husband, and that husband had a smartwatch on, and that smartwatch had the ability to take orders from Hugh, Lisa's husband, and give orders to other people. Fast forward to 2014, and the first smartwatches were born and released to the public, and with each passing year, they get stronger in function and are able to do more, and the sky is literally the limit for them right now. Who knows what they might be in another 10 years. Obviously, the writers of The Simpsons couldn't have known about this back in 1995, but maybe they just felt that this was where everything was going, and thus they decided to do their own spin on things. Weirder things have happened in television and movies and beyond. Number 9, Greasy Monkey. One of the constant themes of The Simpsons is that Homer is not afraid to go and do things to get quick cash. One of Homer's many get-rich-quick schemes involved siphoning grease from various establishments and then selling it to make profit. It was a plan so prolific that delinquents were using it in real life, as reports show people stealing grease from restaurants around New York City to sell. The irony of this is many-fold, because you would think that grease from things like restaurants wouldn't be that valuable, and you would be wrong, because later on the show Mythbusters showed that strained cooking grease is not only valuable, it's a legit substitute for your diesel-powered vehicle, and has basically the same gas mileage. Imagine if Homer knew that during the episode. He might have honestly made a killing, and then people in real life would have done the same. Number 8, I didn't vote for him. When it comes to the elections, who wouldn't pass up the chance to make fun of them in some way? In 2008, The Simpsons decided to do an episode that featured not just voting, but voting via an electronic machine. This was a big step for the world following the 2000 presidential controversy in Florida, where votes were recounted because of incorrect marking, and so surely an electronic solution would work better, because technology is meant to make our lives easier, isn't it? Well, the Simpsons team knew the flaws in that system, so during the 2008 election, they had Homer use one of those machines to go and vote for Barack Obama, except when he pushed the sensor for Obama, the vote tallied up for John McCain instead. Whoops. Hilarity was of course brought upon by this. Fast forward a mere 4 years later to the 2012 election, and a very similar thing happened in real life. One of the electronic voting machines wasn't calibrated properly, and due to this, it took a vote for Barack Obama and tallied it for his opponent Mitt Romney instead. Obviously, this is a big scandal, and it had to be fixed, which would have been fine on its own, but to happen almost exactly the same way The Simpsons predicted it, wow. There are such things as small coincidences in terms of guessing, like a voting machine having issues, but both Homer and the real person voted for Obama, and the machine checked it as the other person. Is that really a coincidence? Number 7.
So now, here goes some more coincidences. They're questioning, they're putting in episodes that the voting machines is tampered with. Now, they went as far as to show you the exact way it was going to happen. And we just going to keep saying these are predictions. Do you understand what the math on this is? Like from a mathematical standpoint, the percentage, the probability of these incidents being put on yeah, they do, and that's why information is currency. When you have information, you can't be deceived. That's the whole point, Queen. You're right though.
Mail. When you were a kid, did you ever send mail to a person that you really admired from the celebrity world? It's totally fine if you did. Many people have done that over the years, including Marge Simpson, who in the episode Brush with Greatness revealed that decades previous, she sent a painting to none other than Ringo Starr of the Beatles. She never heard back from him though, until that episode when he finally sent a response to her painting. And in a true case of life imitating art, fellow Beatles Sir Paul McCartney did a similar act to a fan who had sent him a letter 50 years previous, and he finally got back to them. I'm sure some will state that he should have sent it earlier, but come on, just be happy he sent it at all. He's a busy guy who no doubt got a lot of fan mail during the peak Beatle years. Number 6, autocorrect. Shout out to all of you out there who have had frustrations with autocorrect and just trying to get your device to understand what you're saying or thinking. School bullies Kearney and Dolph take a memo to beat up Martin on a Newton device in an episode of The Simpsons that aired in 1994. The memo gets quickly translated to eat up Martha, an early foreshadowing of autocorrect frustrations. The Simpsons was lampooning Apple's underwhelming Newton, the iPhone's ancient ancestor that had just been released and included shoddy handwriting recognition according to Fast Company. The ironic thing isn't just the prediction, it's the fact that to this day, this is still a problem for technology. You'd think that we would have gotten this resolved by now, but nope. Number 5, US wins the gold in curling. In one of the show's many international trips, Homer and Marge get drafted into the US curling team for the 2010 Winter Olympics. Despite the odds against them, they are able to sweep Sweden and win the gold. It took 8 years before this stone reached its target, as the recent 2018 Winter Olympics in Pyeongchang featured the same matchup and result. This is one of those things where it may seem like it was destined to happen, but remember, it wasn't just the US won gold in curling, but they did it by beating the Swedes, just as Marge and Homer did. That's quite a specific prediction to come true.
Okay, I got 2 issues. First of all, what the fuck is curling? I don't know. It's like hockey with an electric. It's like air hockey on the floor or some shit. Is that what they doing? Is it like air hockey on the floor air hockey? I ain't never heard of such a thing. Let alone known it was a sport. That's my first issue. Like, I don't even know, and it's an Olympic sport. Oh my God. But besides that, it's like, it's one thing for you to predict, hey, I'm USA. Most people from USA gonna predict USA to win. But 10 years prior, how the fuck you know who they're gonna play 10 years later? See, these are the games we have to stop playing. Ain't no damn predictions. Or somebody would be incarcerated. How hard is it to understand that? If these was predictions, white men would be going to jail. Or probably black men, because they would just be hiring black ups and blaming them. You know, white men don't really like going to jail. They always find a Negro to take the fall. But somebody'd be getting locked up for this shit. Man, look. Where we go? All right.
Disney buys Fox. Disney is king, whether you want to admit it or not, they are. But that's honestly because they've been buying all sorts of extensions for themselves over the last 10 plus years. They bought Marvel Comics, they bought Lucasfilm, and now they officially own Fox and all of its properties, which is spying on us. Hey, tell me, spying on us. Hey. Is Homer making a movie script and actually getting picked up by Ron Howard and Brian Gates? It's honestly because they've been buying all sorts of extensions for themselves over the last 10 plus years. They bought Marvel Comics, they bought Lucasfilm, and now they officially own Fox and all of its properties, which is a huge get, and one that would be shocking if The Simpsons didn't predict it in 1998. Yep, they did that. The episode When You Dish Upon a Star has Homer making a movie script and actually getting picked up by Ron Howard and Brian Gazer. As they go to the movie studio, we see that it got backing from 20th Century Fox, but under the logo are the words, a division of Walt Disney Co. They knew this would happen 2 decades before it did. What crystal ball do they have that makes this all work? Number 3, NSA spying on us. Hey, tell me, do you think the government is spying on you? If you did, you wouldn't be alone. A lot of people think that they are through our phones, our computers, even our televisions at times, and all these spying endeavors can often be traced back to the NSA, more times than not anyway. In the 2007 big budget production The Simpsons movie, Homer and the family have to go on the run after an incident at a nearby lake. But while they're fleeing by bus, the NSA actually hacks into the bus driver, who was a robot, just so you know, so that they could listen in on their conversation. 6 years later, in 2013, Edward Snowden revealed to the world that the NSA was indeed listening to people's conversations, and that drove the world nuts in many ways. Yet fans of The Simpsons were like, huh, they predicted this would happen. Makes you wonder. Number 2, ordinary astronaut.
Well, I'm never gonna let something like that happen again. I'm going into space right now.
In a famous Simpsons storyline, NASA elects to send an average person into space to increase ratings for shuttle launches. If you haven't seen the episode, they select Homer and hijinks ensue. Surely, no one from the real world could do such a thing, right? Well, in 2013, the United Kingdom held a contest to turn an ordinary person into an astronaut, which consisted of multiple interviews and rigorous testing in Cape Canaveral. The winner was 25-year-old Oliver Knight, who beat more than 250 candidates to take a trip into space with 23 other winners. It's safe to say NASA learned from their source material and chose to not stock potato chips or ants on the shuttle, but if they did, we wouldn't judge them too much. Number 1, Game of Thrones finale. Game of Thrones for years was the best show on television. The adaptation of the works of George R.R. Martin had many fans gripped for years and frequently tuning into HBO when the new season dropped so that they could watch the next episode. However, by the time of season 6 and 7, they had run out of source material because Martin hadn't finished the book series. Thus, the showrunners and writing team finished it themselves, and it didn't end well. And the series finale is rated one of the most hated series finales of all time, which is saying something when you think about shows like Lost, How I Met Your Mother, Gossip Girl, Dexter, and so on and so forth. In 2017, on a season 29 episode of The Simpsons titled The Surfsons, which spoofed various aspects of Game of Thrones, Homer revives a dragon that proceeds to incinerate a village. Up until that point, the dragons of Daenerys had only burned certain things, not whole villages, but this was clearly different, and the positioning of the shot is not unlike the shot Cersei Lannister had when she watched the dragon Drogon burn down King's Landing in season 8 of the show. I'm sure fans were roaring with laughter when the episode aired, and then were horrified when it came true with the Game of Thrones finale season. Way to go, showrunners. And there you have it, a look at The Simpsons and how they have well and truly predicted the future.
Take a look at The Simpsons and how they have well and truly predicted the future, blah, 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 blah. You can't predict the fucking future as a cartoon. So back to where we started. Why do we allow them to say it? Why do we allow them to do it? And what's the point? Predictive programming. I can get you in your subliminal. I can attack your subliminal and implement ideals that you will later on be okay with. This is the entire purpose of the television. The television was created by Hitler and Nazi Germany. It was originally like a hypnotizing device. That's the whole purpose of it. That's why people sit in front of the TV for hours on top of hours and just shove food in their face and don't move. It's designed to take you out of the real world and put you in a fantasy place that you never want to leave. Because you can chase any fantasy, any ideology you have via a movie. Just scroll through and pick whatever suits your fancy. You can find it and watch it and get captivated by it while you shove Zuzus and Wham Whams down your damn throat. That's what you're supposed to do. So it's just, we have to, and then I told y'all, I was going to watch it. I didn't give it a chance to watch it again. I've been doing so much stuff. But y'all go watch that cartoon Inside Job, and you'll get some real, it's a lot of stuff in there that's just like what we're really seeing and dealing with. Excuse me. I'm getting sleepy, y'all. But it's a lot of stuff in there that Inside Job, y'all don't even want to spoil it. Y'all just go watch it because it get way deeper than The Simpsons. The Simpsons hit you with a little jab and keep it moving. Inside Job tell you to, yeah. But we just got to stop letting these people play with us. And I wanted to do this because it's like we are quick to say that these things don't affect us. And as I pointed out, the whole point to subliminal messaging is to affect you without you realizing it. So just because you haven't realized it doesn't mean something's not happening. The whole purpose of the movie, Hollywood, that whole thing, like we already talked about, Hollywood is the wood from the holly tree, a magic wand. So a magic wand is used to cast spells. So the name of your film industry is literally called To Cast Spells. And so anything coming out of something called To Cast Spells is probably what? It's a lot simpler than we make it. Their entire purpose was created to deceive you. And like I said, information is currency. Yes, there's lots of forms of deception out there, and you got to be able to look past the surface and dig deeper. The only thing that's going to save you in a world full of manipulation is information. Otherwise, you're going to be jumpy. You're going to miss it a lot. As a people, we miss things a lot because we don't have the basic information. So when shit hit the fan, we just react. And that's a problem. We got to get out of the reactionary stage. Because once we get more informed, then we know how to move. So first thing I do is I get my informational base right. And once I get my informational base right, it shows me how to proceed. But we don't get the basic information of what's going on in our world. We don't get that. And then we make decisions based on what we think and feel, not what we know. And that's why we always get left behind the 8 ball when these monumental things happen and we don't have a fucking clue what's going on. And what's the first thing you see black folks doing? On the internet reacting. Saying shit. Whole lot of guesswork. Don't nobody really know what's going on. Because they say proper preparation prevents poor performance. It's a lot simpler than we make it. Sometimes we overcomplicate things. Sometimes we don't complicate them enough. My God, we need balance, brother. But I will say this. It was a couple of episodes that I really wanted to deal with, but I know like what they've been, and this is another thing too. Y'all got to watch this internet because they have swept the internet so much. Excuse me. A lot of stuff that you may have been able to look up 2-3 years ago, you're not gonna find anymore. They're sweeping the internet like crazy. So like, or they're fucking you up with the fact check. So now, you got the episode of I didn't even want to use it because I didn't want to hear nobody talking shit. But you got the episode of the January 6th insurrection. The guy from that insurrection was on an episode of The Simpsons. Then they tried to say somebody else made it after The Simpsons, and then all this shit. Yeah, whatever. Cool story, bro. They had the one of the George Floyd with the cop with his foot on his neck. Then they try to say that was that didn't come from an episode. That was somebody else, and then whatever. Cool story, bro. Fact check. Don't got a fucking fact to find. So I don't know how you're gonna fact check when you can't find the fact. But whatever. The thing is this, and we're gonna get up out of here, family. Stop seeing things, knowing you know better, and going anyway. We all get warnings and red flags. And for whatever reason, we tend to overlook things that we shouldn't. And then you'll find yourself in a peculiar fucking situation. Pay attention because it won't pay you. Information is currency. Understand what the fuck is going on. It's a big old world. And it ain't going to be cut and dry. You're going to have to do some digging, do some real figuring. And then once you get the base information, you'll be better able to trust your judgment. Because a lot of us, we don't even know it, but we can't even trust our judgment. Because we so fucking far behind the curve. Get with the program. There's a fucking lot going on right now. It's the shakedown. I ain't gonna fearmonger and tell y'all we close to the end. It's Revelation. I don't know about none of that shit. But I do know one thing. Nobody wants us to make it. So the general thought is shake it up, break it up, get these Negroes against each other, and keep them blinded and occupied with all kind of nonsense. You know, while we waste our time every single day on shit that doesn't matter, they're working a real thing. Just that simple. Knowledge is the only real power. Information is the only real currency. I love y'all. I'm gone.